Good morning and welcome to FYI. For your information, it's already the 6th day of November. Already, believe it or not, it's the 6th day of November. Just the other day, we were talking about how it's coming quickly to the end of October. And here we are, 6 days in, folks. How are you guys doing? Where you joining us from? The various places. We hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend. Kyle Bino and all of the other folks joining us. Time for you, time for family. You know how it is, folks. Time for your loved one, time for yourself, all wrapped up in there. We trust that you guys are good. We trust that each and every one of you are well, wherever you all are joining us this morning. Welcome to our broadcast. Good to have so many of you on the live. You know how we said, folks, on the live. Great to have each and every one of you with us. Got a lot to share with you, folks. We got quite a few things to share with you, especially. Yeah. Share that live, folks, as we come on. Smash that emoji button as well, folks. That's what we want. Pace and power. We fired up and ready to go. It's Monday, the 6th of November. Already, folks. Already. We're happy that you lovely, wonderful folks are here with us, joining us from the many places around the world and at home where you folks join us from. We are truly privileged. It's a privilege of ours, rather, to start the week with you all. To start the week with you wonderful folks. You see Urban Don Cook is there. Esther Blue is there as well. Shauna Fortune is here also. Guys, it's a privilege. I say it's a privilege to have each and every one of you on the live this morning, folks. Good to have all of you folks on the live. Pace and power, as we say, good folks. Esther Ingrid King is here as well. Ingrid, thanks for the thing. Who no. Ingrid, thanks for the thing. As I said, folks, who no. Pace and power. We're happy that you wonderful folks are joining us this morning. Good to have all of you, as I said, on the live, folks. Good to have each and every one of you joining us from the many places. And we're just trying to make sure that we're on all the true and correct places. Valid and credible. Good to have all of you here with us. Pace and power. Evelina Whitaker is here with us. Cheryl Sharuda. Cheryl, I see your name in a little Bible in this comment section, you know. That doesn't mean you haven't been here. I just think I haven't seen it in a little while. Petal Thorne and Urban Don Cook. Yolanda Thomas. What's for breakfast, good folks? What's for breakfast? We are very happy that all of you are joining us this morning. We're going to give you guys a chance to share the live, to smash that emoji button, folks, to catch up with the rest of us. Good to have you here. How was the weekend? Oh, beautiful people, do let us know. Do let us know. Beautiful folks, how was the weekend? We are happy again, as I said, to have all of you wonderful, beautiful, brilliant, peace-loving. I is the only Tantarian here. All of you peace-loving folks with us, it's nothing short of a privilege. And we're just making sure we dot the I's at the back end, that we cross the T's at the back end, folks. Yeah. What are you guys having this morning? Your boy got some ginger here. I've come to love ginger. I don't like the ginger beer so much still, but you see, in the tea, I can take it. You see, us big people got to stick together, you know. Folks, I'm happy you're here. Give us a quick sec to make sure that we are firing on all six at the back end. Firing on all six, and we start strong, and then we got to make a beeline. But as I said, folks, good to have all you wonderful, lovely folks on the live this morning. We just might have a guest dropping by. We just might have, and it's all the more reason we want to make sure that we got all our ducks lined up in a row, good folks. And we have we just might have a guest dropping by. Let's, as we say colloquially, good folks, as we say colloquially, let us play it by ear. Let us play it by ear. We just might have a guest dropping by, so we just want to make sure that we are set and ready to go for any and all eventualities. But good to have you folks, as I said, on the live. Your boy got in some laps over the weekend. I hope you folks have been taking care of your health too. Yeah, yes. I gotta do some work on my mouth. Yeah. Right there with Sukai. Right there with Sukai. See what I tell you all the business? You ain't gotta ask, you know. You ain't gotta do an investigation. I telling you everything. So I had a relatively good weekend. Top it off last evening. The wife and I went down at Starbucks. Yep, we were down at Starbucks last evening. Got myself. I love the caramel frappuccino. I love the caramel frappuccino. I say it again. And you know, it's a pity. It's a pity they're not paying us. They're not paying us something. We could really bring them in nicely. You know, we only support the stuff we only say the stuff we like and believe in. So that's how we tap the weekend up, folks. But good to have all of you on the live this morning. Good to have each and every one of you on the live this morning. We got a lot to share with you folks, and I think we want to get right into it, folks. Venezuela front burner, up front and center. Kishan, Muret, Donna Joseph, how are you folks doing? How are you wonderful, beautiful folks doing this morning? Yep. A lot happening, folks. A lot happening. We want to turn to some of that, folks. I don't know what's happening with the graphic this morning. It's doing its own story. But I want to turn to some of what's happening, folks, in the National Assembly as we start this morning. Let's see if we can get it better. Don't know what's going down with the graphic this morning. Apologies there, folks. Apologies there. We're going to have it right in a second. We're going to have Camille here. I see Karen here. Kyle Bino is here. You also hear the accent is still there too. Maxine Monroe. Well, Garrett. Well, I hope your son is well. I hope the whole family circle is well. And all you other full folks. Valletta Klein is here. It's good to have you, Valletta. Sonia Maxie Cobb is here as well. Yep. Sonia says she's watching us at 7 because they've gone back in the daylight saving time and all of these fancy things. Sonia, we're just happy you're here. We are just super duper happy that you are here with us. And we're just making sure, give us a sec. You know what they say, anything that can go wrong will go wrong and at the worst possible time. So Sonia, it's good to see you there. Yolanda Thomas, Dorrit David. Dorrit, how you doing? Dorrit, how you doing? Good to have you on the live, Dorrit. Sabina Jacobs, see you as well, and Edward Brooms and all the other folks. It played with me. It was playing with us, folks, but we ain't taking things like this morning at all. As I said, good to have each and every one of you, as we say, on the live. You know how we say it. We on the live. As I said, good to have all of you wonderful, beautiful folks on the live this morning. Wherever you guys are joining us from, it's such a privilege having all of you here with us. It's such a big old privilege having you wonderful folks here with us this morning. And we're just making sure that we are firing on all 6. And some things look a little off, so we're trying to rectify them as well. Forgive us, folks. We're trying to do this on the fly. Trying to do it on the fly. Playing big and trying to do it on the fly. But good to have, as I said, all of you wonderful folks on the live with us this morning. And from the many, many places that you folks always join us from. It's nothing short of a privilege having you guys here with us. And let's head into the morning papers, folks, because part of what we're dealing with, part of what we're looking at is what's happening in the National Assembly. And we don't quite like how this is looking. Give us a sec. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. So let's try to get this a little better. I don't know what is the humbug. Let's try to get the graphic properly. The graphics came this morning. You all know that? The graphics, they want the graphics this morning. So let's try to get it a tad bit better. Anything worth doing, they say, is worth doing well. And we believe that with our whole hearts, folks. We believe that with our whole hearts. And while you wonderful folks catch up on the outside, in the comment section, let us try to get this thing properly. Forgive us. We thought we had it. Thought we had it. Thought we had it. You know what they say. If it ain't one thing, it's another. All right. So we'll have to take what we get. That's what the folks are telling us. And wait for what we want. That's what they say. Take what you get and wait for the rest. Wait for the rest. How are you folks doing out there? We just about said. Yeah. I believe in anything worth doing is worth doing well. As I said, folks, we believe that with all art. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. Thank you guys for holding with us. We thought we had it. You know, such is life. Folks, such is life. Thought we had it, and then boom, something goes wrong. Folks, so we're heading to Parliament today. As you may or may not know, we are heading to Parliament today, and up for debate in the National Assembly is a very special moment. As a matter of fact, folks, it's an extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly, and it is quite sad that it took an event of national proportions. You know, we're out of parliamentary recess since October 10th. Believe it or not, the parliamentary recess goes from August 10th to October 10th. You get a chance to relax, to refire, and then you proceed on all of these national issues. We have been in recess since October 10th. Well, we've been out of recess, rather. And it's quite sad. It took something of this magnitude and proportion to bring us out of slumber. And folks, I'm privileged to have joining me this morning, I did promise you a guest or two. Joining me this morning is the one and only Christopher Jones, the Chief Whip, the Parliamentary Opposition Chief Whip. Chris, thanks for joining us on such short notice.
Well, most welcome, Sherrod. Good morning to you, and good morning to your listeners and viewers.
Chris, we just started to massage this topic here of this parliamentary motion that is coming today before the National Assembly. Could you talk to us a little bit more about that motion and what it entails?
Okay, sure. So essentially, Sherrod, I should mention to your viewers that today, this day in November, should be deemed as a very significant day in the history of Guyana. It is not the first time that such particular extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly would have been had. Essentially, between government and opposition, successive government and opposition, whether PNC, PPP, APNU, AFC, there has always been a covenant between these parties as it relates to Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Every time an issue of this nature arises, irrespective of our political posture as it relates to government and opposition to government, that covenant remains intact amongst the political parties. And today it is no different. Once again, that covenant is being enacted, in which you have the opposition APNU AFC is standing in support of a motion that has been brought by the government of Guyana, and this is as it relates to the Venezuela controversy. Today in the Parliament, which will commence at 10 o'clock this morning, there are several be it resolved clause in that motion that also will be observed and, of course, enacted thereafter. And if I can quickly, if you wish me to, at this time, I can quickly share with your viewers just a few of those be it resolved clause that is coming in the
Go right
motion
ahead,
today.
Chief Whip.
For example, okay, great. So the first be it resolved clause of the motion speaks to affirming Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity of the state of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. It reaffirms its recognition and acceptance of the 1899 Arbitral Award as a full, perfect, and final settlement of the boundaries between Guyana and Venezuela. And Article 4.2 of the 1966 Geneva Convention has given the mandate to the United Nations General Secretary to select the means of resolving the controversy. 3, it denounces, let me just pull up back the notes. Give me 2 seconds.
Go right ahead. Take your time.
Right. It denounced as provocate, unlawful, void, and of no international legal effect the purported referendum in Venezuela that is scheduled for December 3rd, 2023. 4, supports the government in its pursuit to ensure a peaceful and lawful resolution of the controversy before the International Court of Justice, and rejects the proposed to return to any form of dialogue with Venezuela and Guyana. Of course, as I mentioned before, part of the resolution that the motion speaks to is that as of today, like previous indications by the government of Guyana, is that dialogue between Guyana and Venezuela has ended many years ago. And this motion seeks to reaffirm that there's no going back to that. The only resolution that Guyana is accept is the ruling by the International Court in which that matter is before them. In addition to the referendum that Venezuela is proposing on the 3rd of December, the International Court of Justice seeking their intervention. That court matter comes up on the 14th of November. It is hoped and expected that a ruling after the first hearing on the 14th of November, that the ruling will be had before the December 3rd referendum that is scheduled to be had in Venezuela. As well to the motion, the 5th be it resolved clause speaks of supporting the formal approach for the urgent protection of the International Court of Justice with a filing with the court a request for provisional measures for an order preventing Venezuela from making any action to seize, acquire, or encroach upon, or access, or exercise sovereignty over the Essequibo region, or any other part of Guyana's national territory. The court's final determination of the validity of the arbitral award. That is the clause number 5 that speaks to, I just mentioned that in terms of Venezuela and the interim measures that Guyana is now seeking from the International Court as relates to the Essequibo. Sherrod, I want to drive home this point to many of your listeners and viewers. Because when we speak about Venezuela wanting or claiming Essequibo, persons are of the opinion that we are speaking exclusively about the Cinderella County, as in Essequibo over there, where Anna Regina, Charity, and so forth. I want to stress to them that that is just part of what Venezuela is claiming. And to put it in proper context, I think by sharing with your viewers and listeners now, it will essentially drive home the point as to exactly what is at stake. Guyana is 183,000 square miles. 183,000 square miles. Yeah. Venezuela is claiming 120,000 square miles of Guyana. I think when you put it into that perspective, then people get a real overview of exactly what constitutes the Essequibo region. So it's not just the Essequibo that we know with Anna Regina and Charity. It is a larger portion of Guyana territory that is dubbed the Essequibo region. So of that 183,000 square miles, which we know of the entire Guyana, Venezuela is claiming 120,000
Wow.
square mile, and that is what constitutes the Essequibo region of Guyana. So, as I mentioned, this motion is going to be brought up today. It is an extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly, and as I mentioned before, it is because of that covenant between opposition and government that has been there as far back as Forbes Burnham presidency, Desmond Hoyt's presidency, Chedi Jagan, Janet Jagan, Bharat Jagdeo, Donna Ramatar, David Granger. That covenant, every time there's an issue, it is always enacted in which you have support from government and opposition because it speaks to Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Today, amongst the list of speakers that will be speaking to the motion from the opposition side, includes the leader of the Alliance for Change, Mr. Kemraj Ramjatan. It has the Shadow Attorney General, Roysdale Ford, the Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Amanza Walton Desir, Executive Member and a Member of Parliament of the APNU, Executive Member of the Guyana Action Party, Mr. Vincent Henry,
Excellent.
and of course the leader of the opposition, Mr. Aubrey C. Norton, will be speaking to the motion from the opposition side. And of course, when we get to the Parliament today, the government, through the government's chief whip, Madam Gail Teixeira, she will share with me the government's 5 members who will be speaking to the motion as well. So altogether, there will be 10 members, opposition and government, that will be speaking to the motion. And as I mentioned before, this motion has the unequivocal support of the opposition when it speaks to defending Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Yeah, Chris, I know that you've said that there's been a traditional sense closing of the ranks, as it were, nationally when we have these external threats. What has been, in your own view, the opposition's own position on this matter that might be unique? I know one of the things we're very strong on is what you quoted there in that motion, that we believe that this is the, and you can read it back for our viewers, this is the full and final, that legal phrase there. We believe that with our whole heart and fiber of our being. We're not like some people who wanted to give a channel out any place.
That's correct. So that is essentially resolution number 2. It speaks to reaffirming its recognition and acceptance of the 1899 arbitral award as a full, perfect, and final settlement of the boundaries between Guyana and Venezuela, and Article 4.2 of the 1966 Geneva Agreement as giving the mandate to the United Nations General Secretary to select the means of resolution the controversy. So that is the reaffirming of Section 2 of the motion. And listen, as you mentioned there, Sherrod, indeed there were those pronouncements in the past, which to this day is very frightening, of which you had at that time the then opposition leader Bharat Jagdeo, where the then President David Granger administration decided that, listen, rather than this continuous back and forth ever so often, let us have a final resolution on this matter. And in such way, the David Granger administration took it to the International Court of Justice. We did saw and heard pronouncement from then opposition leader Bharat Jagdeo speaking to that he had a different way in which he saw that the matter could have been resolved. And he spoke about giving Venezuela a channel through Guyana that will access them to the Atlantic and so forth. Mm-hmm. The opposition position is not a blade of grass. It has always been that way. We don't see any settlement any other way because the entire 183,000 square mile is Guyana's own, and Venezuela has its boundaries, and Venezuela should observe those international rules and laws and boundaries that those tribunals and court have ruled many, many years ago. I mean, it is no secret that you see Guyana now emerging our has emerged as an oil giant in the region. We also believe that this is part of an election ploy by the Maduro administration, because we know elections are just on its way for Venezuela.
Yeah.
And ever so often that we've seen in the past, every time there's a lead up to an election in Venezuela, we have these issues popping up from the Maduro administration. So we are cognizant of that. And of course, we continue to watch and observe.
Yeah. Chris, I wish I had more time with you, but I know you got to run, because there was something I want to throw in your chest, because we've been covering this political scene. I mean, you longer than I. You've been in this for a long time. I know teaching by comparison. But since we started covering the election recount 2020, we've been following certain specific things, and some stuff coming out of Barbados overnight is quite interesting. But I know you gotta run.
Definitely, I would want to follow up with that, because actually I just started reading the notes on that, so I'll need to acquaint myself a bit more on that particular note.
Great.
Coming out of Barbados.
Great. Thanks very much for dropping by, Chief Whip.
Most welcome.
Have a fantastic morning. Good. All right. So, folks, that was the Parliamentary Opposition Chief Whip, Christopher Jones. Of course, the Parliamentary Opposition, along with the government, heading to the National Assembly this morning for 10 o'clock. And it's quite interesting, as I said, some of what we heard coming out of Barbados overnight, as it were. Quite fascinatingly interesting what we heard coming out of Barbados. You all heard all that the Parliamentary Opposition Chief Whip said, that look what's happening here. These guys want a big slice. Oh, don't wrestle me with the numbers. 83,000 square miles, whatever it is. They want a big slice, right? They want a big slice of the pie. 83,000 square miles. Thanks for the correction, folks. You're trying to get all this information out there. It's important to be accurate as well. But that aside, folks, that little asterisk aside, the accuracy of the numbers, they want a big slice. If you say 3,000, they want 80. You see? And that is the challenge we have. But folks, as I said, this parliamentary motion is going to the National Assembly. Give us a second. Diverse things happening at the back end here. Yeah. This parliamentary motion is going to the National Assembly this morning. And of course, the opposition government, as you can imagine, have been hammering out this motion and finding common ground. Somebody can just draft it up and we just land and so on. So quite a few things happening this morning. And one of the things we're looking at is this editorial coming out, all manner of things. This editorial coming out of, first give us a quick sec. Give us a quick sec to organize ourselves. This parliamentary motion heads to the National Assembly for 10 a.m. debate this morning. And then, folks, as I said, I don't know why this thing in tinging with us this morning. Yeah. As I said, folks, this parliamentary motion, it's really trying to behave badly this morning. But let's see if we can hold it as it is. Yeah. So we had to the National Assembly for 10 a.m. this morning. But Barbados, yesterday's Starbucks News editorial is required reading. It talks about friends and neighbors, right? I don't know why this. I think them boys send something here this morning. Right. Something happening here this morning. Barbados seems to have thrown Irfan Ali under the bus. The header for the editorial is Friends and Neighbors, yesterday's Starbucks News. Right? Very interesting reading. And again, we went the way of Sabbath News because we want to say to you lovely, beautiful folks, this is not the new nation out of the PNCR. This is not the key out of the Alliance for Change or any other political publication. This is Sabbath News. Friends and neighbors, folks, hold on. Me I forget Irfan, you know. Me I forget Irfan. Folks, bear me. I got Chris on the line. Hold for me.
Reaffirm that to them.
Sorry about that. Chris, go that one more time. The folks said we had some audio issues. Apologies there. Run that from the top once more.
Sure, no problem. Right. So I was saying is that I wanted to reaffirm the size. Okay, so I mentioned before in terms of Guyana that Guyana, of the 83,000 square miles that we know of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Venezuela is claiming 50,000 square miles. Now, when people hear Essequibo or the Essequibo region, they get the impression that we are speaking about, or we're speaking about Anna Regina and Charity and so forth, stop, as in the Cinderella County. But it is much more than that. It is not just only Essequibo, Cinderella County as in Region 2, but it is the Essequibo region, as we refer to it, which includes Region 9, Region 3, parts of Region 3, Region 2, and so forth. So I want person to, perhaps to a large extent, stop referring to it as Essequibo.
Yeah, because Chris is important. I understand what you say, because when you think about it, we think about it as this distant place. But when you're in Region 3,
right,
and halfway heading to Purica, there's a signage now that says, welcome to Essequibo Islands West, whatever it is. Right? And you're in Essequibo for all intents and purposes.
Exactly. So if we start using this terminology, that of the 83,000 square miles that is Guyana, Venezuela is claiming 50,000. I think that will drive home to people that it is not only Essequibo, as in what we know as Essequibo, but it's the Essequibo region, which constitutes several other regions and parts of other regions. Mm-hmm. So 50,000 out of our 83,000 is what Venezuela is claiming.
Wow.
It is that grave. It is that grave of a situation. And that is why, as I spoke about the motion in the parliament today and the unequivocal support by the opposition, mm-hmm. In terms of the government's move towards the international court and any action and any other action that the government at this time be deemed necessary to defend Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity. It is why the opposition, the APNUAFC, is going to Parliament today to give the government of Guyana its unwavering support, because we are talking about Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity. And as I mentioned, of the 83,000 square miles that is Guyana, Venezuela is claiming 50,000 of it.
And
is that
Chris,
grave?
I think it's important too.
Situation.
I think it's important to underscore.
Sorry?
This is not support for the PPP. This is support for the
right.
peoples of Guyana, our territorial integrity. It belongs to the PPP.
That's right.
So don't let me get tired, folks. Right? Don't let me get tired. This is not supporting the PPP. This is supporting our country as a whole, and that special clause 2, I think you said, that I love as the full, final, and complete. Perfect. Even a better word. Perfect.
Yes.
Naomi Drucker. Perfect settlement. Nothing can be altered here. All right? I just want to make that point. Thank you so much, Chief Whip.
Good. Most welcome, Sheriff.
Excellent. Folks, I'm happy that our Parliamentary Chief Whip, Christopher Jones, the Parliamentary Opposition Chief Whip, Christopher Jones, came back and tidied up that bit for us, because I know some of you can get hung up. You know, some of you can get hung up on the numbers. Some of us can get hung up on the numbers. As I said, folks, me throw Irfan under the bus. Me throw Irfan under the bus. Or been done. The light one. No song. The folks saying no song. I have sung at my end, folks. Like we playing this morning. We playing this morning. I got sung at my end. Somebody saying no song. Like you're testing me. You see some of y'all these big back TVs. The song gone again. I have sung here, folks. Isan Duke, you hearing us? John Sullivan, you hearing us? Karen? Tommy Gibbs? Loud and clear. Stanley. All right, folks. So, me throw Irfan under the bus over the weekend, and you only have to read this editorial out of Starbuck News to see what's happening. One only has to read this editorial out of Starbuck News. Now, listen to what Mayor Motley, told the party conference over the weekend. This is the Barbados Labour Party, their annual conference. Here's what she says. I hope that the rhetoric and the noise between Venezuela and Guyana does not turn our Caribbean into anything that is not a zone of peace. Because it matters to us that this Caribbean remains a zone of peace. That is the first thing she says. I hope that the rhetoric and the noise between Venezuela and Guyana does not turn the Caribbean into anything but a zone of peace. Folks, I learned a little while ago. You see this thing called politics? Like in international relations? Naomi Drucker, Persis Wilson, they're no friends permanently. They're no permanent enemies. They only got interests. Right? I saw the OAS come out. I saw CARICOM come out. I saw the Commonwealth come out and say what Chris quoted there in that clause 2, full, final, perfect, complete, everything is we own. Mia hasn't stated that. Yonet Etua, Everett Leonard, Derek Willis. Mia hasn't stated that. All Mia said, I hope what is happening between Venezuela and Guyana, this noise does not turn our Caribbean into anything but a place of peace. It's interesting. It's interesting. We know definitively Mia is running for Secretary General of the UN. Mia just hammered out a deal with Venezuela that will all but ensure she becomes Secretary General. Mia was working behind the scenes with Maduro, hammering out a deal that he should go to elections, I think in 2024, 2025, somewhere there about, and that these should be the conditions of that election, right? And he gets certain things too in return. You also see the lifting of sanctions and so on. All of that is part of Mia's work. So Mia ain't about to rattle Maduro's feathers. Mia's not about to rock the boat. Folks, it gets worse. Hold on. Come to all the curry. It took the Guardian of the UK to tell us about curry being flown every morning by special courier. Irfan wakes up. You must be tired right now. Since 3 in the morning cooking catfish curry for Mia. What has happened to all of that? Hold on. What has happened to all of that? Mia is displaying jagabatical tendencies, if ever she was not. Jagabatical tendencies, hypocytical tendencies, trench Crapolian tendencies, the finer Paku and the bossy back. What happens? Packing salt now. Right? You remember Mia come to conferences here. She was just here last week at the Afro-Caribbean Forum. Just last week. Right? If I run out, he swim out. Oh, this is my sister. Right? Naomi says, share the live. You're all wicked if you all and share it. Oh, this is my sister. And then she ran up. This is my brother. Oh, what the brother and sister there now? And you want sisters like me, huh? If this is how your sisters treat you in time of need, dashing you and flinging you, hicing you up and lashing you down under the bus, I don't want a sister like me. I don't want a sister like me. Put me in foster care. Put me in foster care. If this is how families treat you, I don't... Why hasn't Mia said, this territory belongs again? Final, full, complete, punto final. Why has... No, this noise. But hold on, man. Sharon Castillo Edwards says, Mia's a backstabber. I was getting there. You're a little ahead of me. Slow down. Mia is a backstabber. Folks, I commend Starbuck News editorial yesterday. Friends and neighbors. Hold on for the donor, man. Hold on for the donor. We take me a black belly sheep. Get them pasture here. Which you should have been out to. You see? Working with Mia. Mia find a Paku. She bust it back. Tom Gibbs says, Mia's a Dutch axe. Mia is a Dutch axe. Right? I quoting y'all because I got my column to write. Mia is a Dutch axe. Mia, come on, pen. Work this morning. Mia is a Dutch axe. You see the pen? The pen didn't even want the pen. Mia is a Dutch axe. Mia is a Dutch axe. She knows she got something in common. Mia is a Dutch axe. The final Paku folks. The bossy back. What ups? But listen to the story now. Mia eat. He catfish breakfast. He catfish lunch. He catfish dinner. And bossy back down. And bossy back down. Wait, hold on. Edward Brooks said Mia is a Dutch axe. Right? I support. Right? I support Neon Harling said the kiss of death. Me give you a fun. That can be the thing too. The kiss of death. DEATH, right? The kiss of death. That can be the two. The kiss of death. I like that. You see? Tommy said that checks me up. I want a better sister. Hold on. I ain't finished yet. I'm looking at some of what you folks have put down here. You see? Taking a cue from the people. Oh, the pack salt in the back. The pack salt in his back. Oh, the big hugging up and the kissing up going down now. Right? Curry goat going. You see, catfish curry going. She bossy back. And right now, you're reeling. You're reeling right now, folks. He is reeling, I tell you. Bossy back down one time. One time. Kiss of death. Dutch Mia. Folks, hold on. Mia, as I said, was at the Barbados Labour Party's annual conference. Right? Here was Mia spoke about Venezuela. Hold on, man. Hold on. This is Tabak News editorial, huh? It's not the key. It's not a new nation. The Prime Minister of Barbados, of course, Mayor Motley, running for Secretary General of the United Nations, Mayor Motley, same Dutch acts, same kiss of death, Mayor. The Prime Minister referred to Venezuela as a good sister country to us. Jesus mercy. Not Irfan Ali has been a brother to us. Not Guyana has been a brother or a sister to us. No. They find the Paku, the bossy back. The Prime Minister referred to Venezuela as a good sister country to us. So, folks, here it is. Hold on. You tell me, since Tin Cup Knock, Mirhe, since he finds you at a forum, he presents himself big hugging up, loving up, and kissing up. Venezuela has been a good sister country to us. Mir Dashiani the boss. Dutch Mir, kiss and death. Mir Dashiani the boss one time. You see where you find a Paku like here fun. It's only one thing you can do. Bust down his back. He think everybody that hug you up is his friend. He want to fight Nart because Nart no want shake your hand. How much time may shake your hand? Hug you up, kiss you up. They said the anaconda pulling in, you know, to the anaconda embrace. Right? And he watching and say, hey, are there among big ones, you know, boy? Huh? Boss jabbed your back one time too. Because his jabbed yours running out. She said Venezuela's been a sister. So we whining and dining. Poor people here suffering. All we neck bone showing to feed me a catfish every morning. But after yesterday, must be the last catfish went. The last catfish curry. Send back the black belly sheep. If we thief them out already. Send back the black belly sheep. Venezuela. Folks, I have not seen. They may exist. Hold on. Be about to wrap up, eh? I have not seen. They may exist. I have not seen one photograph with Mia and Maduro. But see, she in Irfan? Oh my God. Mia is the other woman in the marriage. Mia is the other woman or the other person. Just let me be careful. Is the other person in the marriage. If Irfan and Arya marriage goes south, it's not because of Onich. It's not because of Onich. It's because of Mia. It's because of Mia. Hug up every place. If Even every fragrance me got. He know all the shawls, everything, the swag, the everything. And me catch ye, fling you on the bus. Because Maduro got something. The Lebanon got. Maduro got something. You see, that hits that spot with me. You see? That's why you separate the little boys from the big men, you know. For little boys, it's brute force and ignorance. You see? But when you're old enough to understand the game, right? You understand, you don't need speed alone. You see? But you gotta get skill. Right? You gotta get art. Me and Maduro. Folks, me just give everyone diplomatic blow. This is a fellow who know a blow. Me just give you a diplomatic blow. Whining and dining me. Huh? Didn't even take some of we COVID medicine and send for me. Huh? We could have saved a couple more lives in this country. What was all of it for? Hear me said. And me was among friends, you know. When you're at a party conference, you're among your confidants. These are the people who know your secret. Naomi Drucker. They know your secrets, political and otherwise. She amongst your comrades. She with your friends, your family, and your favorites. You don't know a friend in there no more. He was never there. Diplomatic blow. He had broken this morning. Diplomatic blow. Venezuela has been a sister country to us. Me sit down with your friends, your family, your favorites in that conference. And me said, you see the nice guy I'm making there? Venezuela has been a sister country to us. My God. It don't get worse than that. All of them should resign. Jagdio resign. Irfan resign. Take shame out of I. This country deserves better leadership than it has. You see? We are going to agree this morning. Don't get tired. That this country here, right? Indivisible. Full, final, complete. That arbitrary award of 1899. We're going to agree on that because it's the truth. We're agreeing with them politically in where they got this country, diplomatically, and otherwise, economically, socially. We're agreeing on that. But we're agreeing that this 83,000, every square inch, every blade inside belong to us. You remember this, how you feel when you get blown for the first time? You remember that? If anyone come out of bed this morning, you remember how it feels? First time you get blown, right? First time you realize she picked somebody over you. She says a mistake. It's only once. Every time people say it was a mistake, right? You add 3 and multiply by 6. It was only one time. Anytime you hear it was only once. Add 3 and multiply by 6. You don't know the formula? Yes. Scientific, you add 3, multiply by 6. Right? This is the first time. He's never been touched like this before. You're hugging up, rubbing up. Every time they got photograph. Switch. I never see Maduro and Mia. They might exist. I never see them in one photograph. But you see the skill of a mature gentleman. Big uncle don't go out to style. Big uncle don't go out to style. Maduro quietly in the background. You see? You see? Quietly in the background, walking. You see what happening on the border? It's a balance and so on. Them boys a massing thing and so on. You better wake up. I better wake up. When I growing up, parents to tell you one thing. You think everybody smells is your friend, huh? And look, Evelina Whitaker got it here. It's not speed, but endurance The race is not for the swift, but them not going to enjoy it to the end. We got a country to defend. We don't have no friend in me. I hope to Cuba Lodge and Ship the Ranch and Paul Drive and them waking up to that stark reality. Venezuela has been a sister country to us. Not Guyana. Not Earful is my brother. That's just platitudes. And he run away thinking, hey, me want to adopt me. Me want to adopt me. Me want to, yeah. He can learn. Right? But we don't have time for he failure on we hand. You go in the car and learn by yourself. You can't manage a whole country and learn it on the job. Whining and dining me. Oh, this is my sister. Right? He's so desperate for some attention on the world stage. And he latch on to me. And me latch on back to he. You see? And this is like Isabel Young in that interview with Barry Jack Dio. Sue? Oh, Sue. Oh, she brought him up to that point. Oh, he's a good president. Oh, look how you're nice. Look how you're handsome. You're single and she's wheeling you in, bringing you in all the time. And then she plays your ace. What do you say about people who say you're corrupt? Oh, people. You people can come here and make all these accusations. You have to name names. Oh, God. And then Isabel Young plays your S of spades. What is your relationship with Sujerang? Folks, that's how me bring in catfish after catfish curry. Huh? Imagine you could pack up people so much, right? You could send you sheep and they graze it in their pasture for you. That's how they bust you back. We don't have two stray dogs in Bridgetown. They got the black belly sheep grazing here, eating out all the land. Me should send them to Venezuela. Them is your friends. This is the country to her. Let her take she black belly sheep and send them to graze in Venezuela. I don't talk. Let she take she black belly sheep, send them to graze in Venezuela. After all, they've been a sister country to her. Right? I could imagine them 18 bus wheel and he back this morning. He must be flattened. Throw you under the bus. Folks, we had a lot of other things to get through. We had a lot of other things to get through. If you smash the emoji button, jagabatical tendencies are on display. If you smash the emoji button, Persis Wilson's got it right. Deport the black belly sheep. Deport all of them. First plane, either find them criminal airlines first class, last class, tie them on a bag and hang them on the wheel. They were leaving today. Right? Let them send them to Venezuela to graze. But they find a Pacu, Edward Brooms, Ivan Ramasar. We have so much more to get through this morning. So much happening. So much other things to get through. But this have occupied our time. It's a national issue, and so we don't mind. You see? They got migrant teens now in mentorship program. A whole host of other things happening. But don't let's head there this morning. Don't let's head in that direction because we wouldn't be able to finish on time. And yours truly got to head off to the National Assembly as well. Edward Brooms, June Cameron, Faye Nicholson, Kyle Bino, Debbie Collins. Heartbroken this morning. Can you imagine? He wants to see the sunlight outside. Oh, Ari, don't pull the curtain this morning. I feel like adulting. I don't feel like adulting. I'm black belly sheep this morning. But I don't feel like adulting. You just lie down there, all them thing mark on the back. All them bus tires. She must see park, you know, she just drive over. She drive over, but 6 times, then she come and she park. Venezuela has been a friend to our country. Not Guyana. Not your fun. We tell he can't cook long ago. Since we see the cook up. Yeah. Bossy back. Laughing at us now. You can imagine. Maduro toasting to Mia. Well done, Mia. And she's smiling. It's nothing worse. You see? A woman and Shimana laughing at you. He thought he could get me. He think he qualified. He think he qualified for get me. Yeah? Oh, Sharoli. Oh, only the big ones will know what the phrase roll mean. Sharoli. Heartbroken this morning. It is what it is. Bushmaster, Barbara Ralph, Seymour George. That's going to do it for us this morning. Naomi Drucker, Roxanne, the light one, Shamila, Simon, Simeon Carter. Good to have you on the live, Shamila. Thanks for the thing as well. Thanks for the thing. Sabina Doris, Chisel, Chipper, Persis, and all the other folks. We head on down now to National Assembly. We're going to see you guys on the other side on our next broadcast. Stay safe. That's the time, and that's our program. Amanda, David Wood, Urban Don Cook, Veronica, Edward, David, and all the other folks joining us. Stay safe. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Be safe.